Hi dear students, in this presentation we will be discussing about methods to increase the energy efficiency of a building. Okay, so before moving to the topic, how to increase the energy efficiency of a building, what we have to go through, what are the impact of a building on environment. So every building is having some impact on the building, and it is creating a lot of pollution on the environment also. So in the last modules and all, we have discussed what are the various pollutants, and in general only we have discussed, but we have never thought about the pollutions created by the building. Now in this presentation we will be basically concentrating on what are the impact of the building on the environment and how this impact can be reduced. Okay, the resources in impact of the building on environment can be considered as two types. That is, one is impact on the environment by the resource consumption of a particular building. See, in the building's construction stages and all, we will be consuming a lot of resources. So that is all about resource consumption, and along with that the buildings are generating a lot of waste also, that also we will discuss. So first, coming to the resource consumption, the various resources consumed by building can be classified as follows. First one is the main resource consumed by the building is land. See, for every building a particular land is being utilized, which we cannot use for any other purposes. Once used, it is permanently losing its every properties. So it is going to be a long term waste, we can say. So first resource consumption is of course land. It can be either fertile land, maybe marshy lands, forests, open space, whatever may be. It is permanently used, so we cannot recover it. So the first resource consumption is land, and second one is soil, earth, clay, stones, sand, lime. Everything is consumed during different stages of the construction of a building, and of course trees are utilized, consumed for the uh, construction of the doors and frames and all. Along with that, we will be consuming a lot of metals during the concreting, as well as for our windows and all. We will be consuming a lot of metals like steel, iron, aluminum, copper, lead, etc. uh, Along with that, will be consuming plastics also, various types of plastic, depending on the thickness, from very micro thickness to the very large thickness plastics we will be consuming during the construction stage, as well as day to day life also. Every building is consuming all these things. And the another major resource consumption is water. Okay, water for construction, landscaping, washing, flushing. See, flushing and all is, we may think it is a very small quantity of water consumed by a building, but if you take the total value for a month or a per year, then it will be coming to be a very large value. So we must be very careful about such small things. That is very important. So finally, if it is exhausts, then no other option for us. That is the major issue. So along with this, the another important thing consumed by the building is of course in the form of energy, that is electricity. For cooling purpose, heating, lighting, pumping, for everything we now require the electricity. Without electricity, we cannot think about surviving and all. Okay, that much impact is there on that electricity on our day to day life. So every building is consuming all these resources, which indirectly we will be getting it from the nature itself, so or from our environment only we are generating all these things. So in another way, what we can say is, by constructing a building, a particular building is creating a lot of impact on the environment. So it is consuming a lot of resources, as we have already mentioned. Along with this resource consumption, buildings will be generating a lot of waste also, that are categorized as at site cut trees during the site clearing, unused materials, soil, rubble, steel, etc., are the major waste created by a particular building. In the before the construction itself, they are generating some waste, like, see, cutting and clearing. For clearing the site itself, we are removing a lot of trees and all. That is going to be a waste. Construction waste, of course, during the construction phase, lot of waste will be coming: metals, boxes, broken bricks, shuttering, cloth, paints, oils, etc., will be coming as a waste, which is having a great impact on the environment. Now sewage and black water, grey water, all these, see, during the construction phase as well as after construction also, we will be consuming a lot of water, and after use it is becoming as a sewage or black water or grey water. So it is not reused, that means it is going to be a waste. Organic waste, vegetable waste, fruits. Inorganic waste, which includes metal, glass, plastic, synthetic fibers, etc. Of course, now major headache is with the e-waste created by CDs, electronics, hardware, and etc. that is a huge problem for a country like India. So dumping these e-waste itself is a major issue. We cannot reuse this. That is the main problem with the e-waste. The last one is chemical waste created from paints, adhesives, etc. So if you go through this slide, you will have an impact. You can have an idea that see this much large impact a particular building is creating on an environment. So if you want to stop this impact, or if you, I have already told you. See, if you want to reduce the waste, it is better to not to produce the waste. That is the main thing. Before producing the waste, we had if you not produce the waste, then there is no need to think about how these waste can be recycled and reused. Okay, നമ്മൾ വേസ്റ്റ് ഇല്ലാണ്ട് നോക്കുക, അതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. സോ ദീസ് ആർ ഓൾ, ഇതൊന്നും നമ്മൾ എന്താ പറയുക, ചിന്തിക്കാത്ത തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരുപാട് വേസ്റ്റാണ്. സോ ദീസ് buildings are actually generating a lot of impact on the environment. So now we have to think about some methods to increase the energy efficiency of the building, so that we can reduce this impact created by building on the environment. That is our main aim. So this is general topic. You can have a lot of ideas. So even if it is asked for a university exam and all, you can share your own views also. There is no hard and fast rule, or there is no such particular any idea which will contribute to the increase of the energy efficiency of the building. You can share in your answer. It is okay for us. So but in this presentation I will share some ideas so that you can build your own ideas from this platform. Okay, so coming to the methods to increase the energy efficiency of a building, the commercial building have one of the highest energy needs in the market. They also account for significant wastage. See, that already we have discussed. Commercial buildings are one of the highest energy consumer, and of course they are generating a lot of wastage also. On average, commercial building waste 30% of their energy. See, among the total energy consumed by a building in the direct form as well as indirect form, about 30% is going to be a waste. There are a couple of things you can do to bring down the energy costs and make your building energy efficient. So every step, anything which will cut down or bring down the energy cost and make your building cut down the energy cost or the consumption of the energy can be included into the category of the methods for the energy efficiency of a building. So coming to the what are the different steps to be followed. First one is engage occupants in your building. So in that point, what I mean is savings energy is not one man initiative. See, who are all is staying within the building has to think about the savings that we have to make. നമ്മളൊരു ബിൽഡിങ്ങിൽ ഒരു ഫാൻ വെറുതെ കറങ്ങുന്നതിന് അത് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഒരാൾ വിചാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. ആ ബിൽഡിങ്ങിൽ എല്ലാവരും വിചാരിക്കുകയാണ് അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കോസ്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് കുറക്കാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, നമുക്കൊരു തരത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് നല്ല രീതിയിലുള്ള എനർജി കോസ്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് കുറക്കാൻ പറ്റും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എനർജി കൺസംഷൻ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, കുറക്കാൻ പറ്റും. സോ ഓൾ ഹാസ് ടു ആക്ട് ടുഗദർ. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് എ വൺ മാൻ ഇനീഷ്യേറ്റീവ്സ്. ഒരാൾ മാത്രം വിചാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. യു നീഡ് ടു എൻഗേജ് ദ ഓക്കുപ്പൻസ് ഓഫ് യുവർ ബിൽഡിംഗ് ആൻഡ് എൻകറേജ് ദം ടു എംപ്രസ് എനർജി എഫിഷ്യൻറ്റ് സൊല്യൂഷൻ. ഫസ്റ്റ് തിങ് വി നീഡ് ഈസ് we have to give them an awareness about energy efficiency and all. Then only they will think about these things. നമ്മൾ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നതിനേക്കാളും എത്രയോ ലാഭമാണ് നമുക്ക് ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി നമുക്ക് സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്. സോ വി മസ്റ്റ് മേക്ക് ദം അവെയർ. സോ സം ജനറൽ അവെയർനെസ് ഈസ് റിക്വയർഡ് among all those who are living in a particular building. So engage occupants in your building. That means make the occupants means those who are living in a particular building. That is what is occupants. So make them aware about the energy efficiency and all. So and compel them to follow or make it as a practice in a day-to-day life. That is the first thing that we can do. Some awareness is required for everybody. By engaging occupants and educating them on energy efficient strategies, you can save up to 10% or more on energy use and transform your building to an energy efficient structure without doing anything. No technology, nothing is required. Only just by creating awareness among the people living in a particular building. And if all are willing to follow the energy efficiency policies, like just usage of the power whenever it is required. If you going out of a room, if you just put off the light, then that will be saving some energy. If you don't want the fan in a particular time, then you can put it off. So whenever it is required, at that time only use the energy, otherwise you keep it off. That is the basic thing, or the awareness you have to provide to the occupants of a particular building. So engaging them in these activities definitely will make around 10% savings in the energy consumption. That is the first thing we have to do. Second thing is energy efficient bulbs and lighting fixtures. So of course the bulbs and lightings, fans, everything is consuming a lot of energy in a particular building like homes, offices, etc. So whenever you will be as an engineer, you know that a lot of you can read from its rating itself how much energy it is consuming. If it is a 60 watt, it is written on the particular bulb, that means it is utilizing 60 watt of energy per hour. Okay, so that is the difference. If it is 5 watt bulb, of course the intensity of light will be different, but still if we are okay with 5 watt bulb, then it is consuming only 5 watt of energy per hour. If it works for 12 hours, then only it will consume 60 watt of energy. That much difference in consumption of the energy is there. So first thing we have to use is energy efficient bulb and lighting. Replace it with conventional bulb, you can replace with LED bulbs and all. So that is one thing that we can do to increase the energy efficiency. Consider replacing incandescent light bulbs with energy saving LED bulbs, and retrofit the building with energy efficient fixtures. It is highly recommended to use Energy Star approved fluorescent bulbs, as they are more durable and cost 75% less to maintain. Initially, it is better to use the Star approved fluorescent bulbs instead of our conventional incandescent lights. So by using, of course, the cost of the such bulbs will be initially much higher, but it will last long. And in another way, if you calculate the energy consumption and monthly you are paying for the energy consumption to the KSEB and all, so if you calculate in that sense, it is a huge profit for us. So even though initial cost is somewhat high, but it is better to go for energy efficient bulb and lighting and fixtures. The next thing we can do is install light sensors. Whenever no movement of people is there inside, sometimes we may forget to put off the lights and all. If nobody is moving inside a room and the sensors are implemented, that means the sensors will sense whether anybody is moving inside the room and all. Based on that, it will automatically put the light on and off. Similarly, fans are also operated based on the movement. Like that, we can install light sensors. It is not enough to use energy efficient bulbs. You need to have a lighting control mechanism in place. So it is, even though if you are implementing an energy efficient bulb and it is operating for 24 hours, there is no meaning. So whenever it is required, only it has to be operated, otherwise it has to kept it closed or in off state. So that is what is done by light sensors. Okay, it is highly recommended that you encourage occupants to install sensors that turns light on and off automatically. Whenever it is required, then only it will be operating. Like that, sensors will be if sensors are implemented, we can save a lot of energy. When you install and use switch plate sensors in strategic locations, you can gain quick savings and improve the energy efficient rating of your building. ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിളാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഇപ്പം ഒരു ക്ലാസ് റൂം ആണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. ക്ലാസ് റൂമിലാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റുഡൻസൊക്കെ എൻഗേജ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സമയത്താണെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് എന്തായാലും മൂവ് ചെയ്യും. ഇപ്പം ഒരു അധ്യാപകൻ ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കുന്ന ക്ലാസ്സിലൂടെ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പോൾ സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ട് ആ മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ് സെൻസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒരു ക്ലാസ് എം ടി ആണ്, ആരും നിങ്ങൾ ലാബിലൊക്കെ പോയിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ആരും ഇല്ലാത്ത സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ആണെങ്കിൽ എന്താണ്, അവിടെ ഒന്നും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, ഒരു മൂവ്മെൻറ്റും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അത്ര സിറ്റുവേഷൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, ലൈറ്റ് ഓൺ ആയി കിടക്കുന്നത് അത് ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി ഓഫ് ആയിക്കോളും. ഒരു മണിക്കൂറൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു ലാബ് സെഷൻ 3 മണിക്കൂർ. ആ 3 മണിക്കൂർ അവിടെ വെറുതെ ഫാൻ ഇറങ്ങുന്നത്, ലൈറ്റ് ഇറങ്ങുന്നത് നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ, that is the meaning of install light sensors. Now the next thing we can do is sunproof your building. It is something related to the cooling and heating of a building. In India and all, we require air conditioners, and in foreign countries which is having low temperatures, there they will prefer heating. So whenever the heat is entering into a particular building in an excess amount, that means we have to replace that extra heat for our comfort. For that we will be utilizing the energy. അല്ല, എ സി ആയിട്ടൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എനർജി കൺസപ്ഷൻ വരും. നമുക്ക് അതിന് പകരം if we can prevent that extra heat entering into the building by providing some sunproof to the building, then we can cut short that energy consumption. Buildings that face direct sunshine heat up quickly and require more energy to keep cool. To keep temperature low, block direct sunshine from shining through the windows. Consider insulating climate, controlled area of the building, and improving insulation with solar film. In case of cold areas, sometimes it is better to allow the heat to enter into the building, and loss of energy from the building we have to stop it. In that case, we can do one thing, that is use of insulating material, so that heat will not be losing from the house itself. Okay, so that also is an applicable thing. So anyway, by controlling that heat entering into the building and heat loss from the building, we can somehow reduce the energy consumption. Otherwise, we have to continuously operate the AC. If we are allowing lot of heat to enter into the room, we have to operate the AC continuously. There is no meaning. Okay, so if you are blocking that energy entering into solar energy entering into the building, so that air inside the building is not getting hot, that means there is no need to go for the AC. That is the basic idea of sunproof your building. Now, next thing we can do is regulate heating with thermostats. So sometimes occupants tend to use more energy on heating than is required. So such wasteful habits, whether it's heating water or heating rooms, has a potential to increase the energy cost in the building sustainability. So there is a moderate condition. See, I am talking about the heating of a particular room as the custom followed in cold countries and all. So they will be continuously heating the room for their comfort. So if you are regulating some systems for the particular time, if it reaches around 30 degrees Celsius, it has to automatically shut down the heating system. Then we can save the energy. Otherwise, it will be continuously heating the room, and sometimes excess energy is being utilized. So regulate heating with thermostats. That will be a better option to cut short the energy, so that energy efficiency of a building can be increased. The easiest way is to install and use the thermostat. When you use thermostat, by using thermostat, what happens is that thermostat will be censoring the temperature. Once it reaches to the red line, it will give that message to the sensor will be operated, so that it is automatically cutting the heating system. Okay, that is what is happening. So power to the heating system is blocked, so that it won't be running again. So once it reaches a particular below the particular temperature, it again is operated. That is the meaning of thermostats. The thermostats can slash heating costs and improve your savings. Now rethink your HVAC system. See, nowadays heat ventilation air conditioning systems are, that is HVAC systems are very common in all the buildings. Even in small houses and all, we are using HVAC systems. So but unfortunately, it is consuming a lot of power. We are not very much bothered about all these things and all. If we have some natural systems for the cooling, then it will be better. Somehow, if we can avoid HVAC, that will be it is better for the future. Commercial HVAC system accounts for a considerable percentage of energy consumption in a building. If you take the total consumption of the energy of a particular building, then major part will be from the HVAC side. Delay in using HVAC unit during the day, and instead use fans to aerate the cold rooms. So one thing we can do is see, based on the calculation, we have fixed the tonnage of the AC, and we have got the AC into the room. So first thing we can do is, initially before operating the AC, the room temperature may be very high. So first thing we can do is, initially you just open all the windows and all, and just for 5 minutes on all, you just operate the fans, which is consuming lesser power, so that the hot air from the room will be pushed away. After that, you can close the fan and shift to the AC, then it will be better. So more we can cut short the extra energy consumed. Okay, delay in using the HVAC unit during the day, and instead use fans to alternate and cold rooms. Minimize air conditioning hours and use programmable thermostat when heating. See, here also we are using the programmable thermostats. See, most of them are initially keeping the AC temperature at a lower level, like 20 degrees Celsius or 18 degrees Celsius. Initially we will go for the quicker effect. But if you keep so, what happens is the AC is consuming a lot of power. So what we can do is, initially operate the fan and slightly reduce the temperature, and after that we go for the AC. Then always keep the temperature of the AC around above 25 degrees Celsius, around 28 degrees Celsius is the better option as far as India is concerned. Inspect the HVAC system for leaks and replace air filters regularly. See, if any leakage and all is happening, it is consuming a lot of energy than the required one. So always inspect the working of the HVAC system. So by that way, we can reduce the energy consumption of a particular building. Next thing we can follow is make efficiency upgrades. So you can reduce wastage and save up to 35% on energy by making efficiency upgrades to your building. Efficiency upgrades allow you enjoy clean energy at a much lower cost. Energy Star so how we can upgrade your efficiency is by using five-star rated products only. Energy Star provides a 5-stage approach to upgrading building and maximize energy savings. To get the most, ensure that you perform an energy audit to discover opportunities and areas of the improvement. So how will you make the energy upgrades? So if you want, first thing you in order to do the energy upgrades, first thing you want to know is from where the loss is occurring. So first do the energy audit, check everything, and identify various sources from where the leakage and everything is happening, or where which part is consuming the most of the energy you can identify. So based on that you can replace that particular component which is working on a bad condition, or otherwise you can go for the high rated energy equipments like 5-star equipments and all. Okay, so these are the things to be done to make energy efficiency upgrade. Of course, energy audit is a compulsory thing to go for the എനർജി എഫിഷ്യൻസി അപ്ഗ്രേഡ്സ്. ഈ എനർജി ഓഡിറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യുക വെച്ചാൽ, നമ്മൾ ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു റൂമിലുള്ള എന്തൊക്കെയുണ്ടോ, ബൾബ്, ഫാൻ, അത് മാത്രം വെച്ചിട്ട് ബാക്കിയെല്ലാം എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, ഓഫ് ചെയ്ത് വെക്കും. ഓഫ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് റീഡിങ് എടുക്കും. മീറ്റർ ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ടൈമിലേക്ക് നമ്മളെ മീറ്റർ റീഡിങ് നോട്ട് ചെയ്യും. അത് എത്ര കൺസ്യൂം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് നോക്കും. നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, ആ ബൾബിൻ്റെ അതിന് റേറ്റിംഗ് വെച്ചിട്ട് അതുമായിട്ട് മാച്ചിങ് ആണോ. ശരിക്കും നമ്മളൊരു 5 മിനിറ്റ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ റേറ്റിംഗ് പ്രകാരം ഇത്ര വാട്ട് എനർജി അത് കൺസ്യൂം ചെയ്യണമെന്നാണ്. അത് തന്നെയാണോ കൺസ്യൂം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കുന്ന ഇരട്ടിയൊക്കെ കൺസ്യൂം ചെയ്ത് വരുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് ആ ബൾബ് എഫിഷ്യൻ്റ് അല്ല. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, ആ ബൾബ് മാറ്റേണ്ടി വരും. അതുപോലെ ഓരോ സിസ്റ്റത്തിനെയും നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, വാഷിംഗ് മെഷീൻ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കുക, ഹീറ്റർ ഉണ്ട്, അങ്ങനെ ഓരോ എന്തൊക്കെ എക്യുപ്മെൻറ്റ്സ് നമ്മൾ വീട്ടിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ എനർജി ഓഡിറ്റ് നടത്തി നോക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ റേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ എനർജി കൺസംഷൻ എത്രയാണെന്ന് നോക്കുക. നമ്മളത് ആക്ച്വലി ഓപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എത്രയുണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കുക. നല്ല ഡിഫറൻസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത്തരം സാധനങ്ങൾ മാറ്റിയാൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, ഒരുപാട് എനർജി സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് മീനിങ് ഓഫ് എനർജി എഫിഷ്യൻസി അപ്ഗ്രേഡ്സ്. Okay, now next thing is Energy Star qualified products. Of course it is coming along with this one. So by using energy qualified products, or every product is rated with stars, 5-star, 2-star, 3-star, 5-star. That means if star number is increasing, energy consumption is of course decreasing. Of course price will be much higher, but we can save that amount extra spent on the once we save on our energy side. Okay, നമ്മൾ എനർജിയിൽ നമുക്ക് അതിലെ കോസ്റ്റിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, മറ്റേ എക്സ്ട്രാ കൊടുക്കുന്ന എനർജി നമുക്ക് സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. മോഡൽസ് വിത്ത് ഹൈ EER റേറ്റിംഗ്, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് എനർജി efficiency rating. EER means energy efficiency rating, or Energy Star labels use 15% less energy than the conventional products. So by buying that products, highly qualified products or star qualified products, we can reduce the energy consumption at least by 15%. Now plug leaks in your building. See, another major source for the energy consumption is leaks in our building. Of course, along with the wiring, as well as along with the switches and all, a lot of energy is wasting or leaked out, and it is directly earthed into the soil and all, so that we cannot directly identify. So plug leaks, continuous inspections are required to identify the plug leaks and all. If you replace these things, then we can enhance the energy consumption, enhance the energy efficiency. We can reduce the energy consumption. Of course this is not the last one, but the important thing we have to as an engineer we have to think about to increase the energy efficiencies of considering the renewable energy sources rather than the conventional fossil fuels. The world is shifting from non-renewable to the cleaner and sustainable renewable energy like solar energy, wind energy, etc. Commercial non-renewable energy is not only costly but also less eco-friendly. So embracing renewable energy can help you lower energy costs and make your building more energy efficient. Instead of using electric powered hot water heaters, use solar heaters. That is one option. Like that, various ideas you will be having. You can use anything, whatever it is. So if you are more dependent on the renewable energy sources, much more energy efficiency you are making on the building. Take advantage of state subsidies and incentives to transform your building into energy sufficient and efficient model. Okay, these are all the various steps that we can follow to increase the energy efficiency. പിന്നെ നിങ്ങളുടേതായ ഐഡിയയിൽ എന്ത് വേണമെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റും. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, see if by providing the roofs with glass and all, you are actually allowing a lot of sunlight to enter into the room, and during the daytime we can reduce the consumption of the energy in the form of bulbs and all. Okay, സോ അതൊരു ഓപ്ഷനാണ്. ഈവൻ ഡാർക്കായിട്ടുള്ള റൂമിൽ പോലും ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ ഞാൻ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലാണ്, ഇൻ്റർനെറ്റിൽ സെർച്ച് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ റൂഫിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ പ്ലാസ്റ്റിക് ബോട്ടിൽസ് ഇങ്ങനെ വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. അത് റൂഫിൽ നിന്ന് താഴത്തേക്ക് തള്ളി നിൽക്കുന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് ഉണ്ടാവുക. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ വെക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കുന്നത് വെച്ചാൽ ആ ഭാഗത്തൂടെയൊക്കെ എനർജി നമ്മൾ നല്ല റൂമിനുള്ളിൽ കുറേ നമ്മൾ ഈ കുഞ്ഞു കുഞ്ഞു ബൾബ് പിടിപ്പിച്ച പോലെ അത്രയും എനർജി ഉള്ളിൽ, അത്രയും ലൈറ്റ് ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് വരും. ഓക്കെ, അധികം ഹീറ്റ് കടത്തി വിടില്ല. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൺ ഓപ്ഷൻ. സിമിലർലി യു ക്യാൻ ഹാവ് എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഓപ്ഷൻസ്. ഓക്കെ, ചിലപ്പോൾ എ സിക്ക് വരെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ബിൽഡിങ്ങിനെ കൂൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന എന്തെങ്കിലും ടെക്നോളജി ചില വീടുകളിലൊക്കെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. റൂഫിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ വേറൊരു ഷീറ്റൊക്കെ ഇട്ടിട്ട് ലെയർ കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ടു റെഡ്യൂസ് ദ sunlight directly hitting on the roofs and all, and also it is encouraging the airflow beneath that sheet roofs. So what happens is the temperature inside the building can be reduced. There is no need to go for the AC and all. അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് ഓപ്ഷൻസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിൽ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. യു ക്യാൻ, ദീസ് ആർ ബേസിക് ഐഡിയാസ് ഐ ഹാവ് ഡിസ്കസ്ഡ്. എനിത്തിങ് വിച്ച് യു നീഡ് യു ക്യാൻ ആഡ് along with this one. Okay, so that is all about methods to reduce the energy efficiency of a building. Okay, thank you.